So, on the cannabis discussion, several respected public figures, including actors, musicians, and athletes, have publicly shared their journeys in turning to cannabis or CBD for health reasons, particularly for managing chronic pain, anxiety, and severe illnesses. And one of the people that I can think of was Olivia Newton-John. You know, she was the good girl of TV. She was, I don't know, we all looked at her as, innocent, but, like she wouldn't do anything wrong or anything. She turned to cannabis to help her with her symptoms. But here are some of the notable figures. Morgan Freeman, car accident that left him with nerve damage and chronic fibromyalgia. And I know that fibromyalgia. The actor turned to medical marijuana, utilising THC oil and edibles for pain management. He's a strong advocate for legalisation based on his positive health experiences. Sir Patrick Stewart, the Star Trek and X-Men actor, who's spoken openly about using medical cannabis, including vapes, edibles and CBD sprays, to treat stiffness and pain from osteoarthritis in his hands. Willie Nelson, a long-time advocate for cannabis, Nelson switched from tobacco and alcohol to marijuana for its mental and physical health benefits. He often emphasises its role as a remedy and has transitioned to edibles and THC-infused drinks for better respiratory health. Whoopi Goldberg, the comedian and talk show host, has been vocal about using medical cannabis to treat chronic menstrual pain and glaucoma. She previously co-founded Whoopi and Mia, a company specialising in cannabis products for women's health. I might have a look at that. Jim Belushi. Following the death of his brother John to an overdose, Jim became a cannabis farmer and advocate, promoting its therapeutic potential for wellness and mental health. And we know from the recent reports on the brain, that it increases volume, your cognitive function, your memory and all that is improved. Melissa Etheridge, the Grammy-winning singer, turned to medical cannabis to manage pain and nausea during her treatment for breast cancer in 2004. She now advocates for the plant as a natural remedy. Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991. The actor utilised CBD to help manage the disease's symptoms. Montel Williams, the television personality diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, MS, in 1999, has been a long-time user of medical cannabis to manage disease symptoms and has even produced his own line of medical-grade CBD. Pete Davidson, the comedian and actor, has spoken about as using marijuana to manage symptoms related to Crohn's disease, a chronic inflammatory bowel disease. Jennifer Aniston, the actress, has discussed using CBD, specifically noting its ability to help with pain, stress and anxiety without the intoxicating effects of THC. Mike Tyson, the former champion, advocates for cannabis for medical purposes, sharing that it helped him cope with life after boxing and has replaced alcohol for him. Carlos Santana, the legendary musician, has a long relationship with the plant, connecting it to his cultural heritage and using it for its therapeutic and spiritual healing properties. These individuals have often used their platforms to bridge the gap between cannabis use and mainstream health awareness, aiming to destigmatise its use for medical purposes. And I think that's going to be the breakthrough, is destigmatising and seeing the difference between medical use and recreational use. And as it's pointed out in one of those studies on the last pod, from the Colorado University, the University of Colorado even, the UK and in general, the focus on the youth. But they're not focusing on, which they are now, the Colorado, older people, 40 plus years, and the effects on them, on the brain, and how it can help with Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's. These are people we see on TV, we've seen on TV, we've known. So that's just a few. And fibromyalgia was mentioned there. And for me, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and menopause. And my menopause journey was horrific, a horrendous journey. And I think without the crutch, without the aid of, I call it the herb, the flower of the herb, is I don't think I could have coped. Not mentally, not physically, not energetically. I think I would have succumbed to all of the symptoms and took to my bed. But isn't it a shame? The access to it, you know, here's a prescription instead of you having to go out and feel you're a criminal. And that's the hardest part. Feeling, I mean, I don't give a damn now. Now you've still got to be aware and careful and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, you feel like a criminal. You feel like a criminal, and you're not bothering anybody. All you need to do is, this is what is easing my pain. This plant, this herb, this leaf is helping ease my pain. And look at all the other plants that we use in tinctures and that are incorporated in natural remedies and things that are, are fine. But this one that really embodies it all, that can not only help with the brain, but, keep it like all aspects of the brain. They only found one area of the brain where the function was lower, and that was to do with emotion and memory, which confused me because I'm like, well, how can it improve memory if that area is also lower? But there's more studies. It is a very difficult one, isn't it? Because we know there's a lot of people use it recreational. They refer to as couch potatoes or cabbage heads or whatever that may be. But there are others who use it for genuine medical assistance to help them carrying on, functioning in their world, to work, to be present. And it works. What are your thoughts? You can join the conversation live. We are holding a Zoom meeting and we are inviting 4 people to join us live on the 9th of May. So leave a comment or contact us at cafesoulpod@gmail.com. We look forward to the conversation.